Okay, moving on. Now there's two kind of ways to understand how our perception occurs. One is called top-down, and the other is bottom-up. Basically, top-down processing means that we use a higher level of understanding to organize the information that we see. So there we take into account of things like context, history, schemata, culture to organize our information. I'll give you a quick example here. So if you look at this symbol in the middle, is that a B, as in A, B, and C, or is it a number 13, like 12, 13, and 14? In this case, how we understand and perceive this number, or alphabet, depends on the context around it, right? So that's kind of a top-down processing. That was, we start from the top, we have an idea of how things are organized, and then we understand it as how that stimuli relates to that general idea. What I call it is called schemata and perceptual set. Basically, these are both ideas that tell you what is the schema, what's the blueprint, what is the script you use to understand this information. So, like looking at clouds, that's like a completely vague, ambiguous stimuli, and sometimes we see patterns out of it, and that's kind of a top-down processing. You say, oh, that looks like a rabbit, and then you pick out the features that match the rabbitness of the cloud. Okay. The other one is bottom-up processing, also called feature analysis. And this is the opposite of top-down, you can imagine, where you start with the sensations. The building blocks of the information you're checking out is the sensations. And so you focus on that up, and from that you build a more complete picture of what is it that you're looking at that point. So again, top-down is when you have a guiding idea, a higher level guiding idea of how to organize the information. And bottom-up is when you just really use each individual component to build a larger picture. And that's kind of the two perceptual theories that people go by. Okay, for the rest of this session, we're going to talk about what we know about how we perceive information. How is it that our brain organizes information? And one of the most illuminating ways, the most useful ways that people have been able to found how our brain processes information is by visual illusions. That is to say, there's certain things that plays tricks with our perception, right? For example, here we have two, what looks like, I don't know, fans or waffles, and it looks like B is bigger than A, right? However, in actual case, A and B are equally the same shape. It's just our mind's playing tricks on us. And one way to understand how why our mind does this is basically how it works. If our mind has rules, how to guide it, then when there's tricks that plays with that, it kind of illuminates what those rules are, right? And so I'll be presenting a series of visual illusions that kind of talk about how our brain processes information.